20,
Red
20
River Rundown, episode 24, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, something YouTube, yeah, whatever, wherever you want to find us, that's where we're at. Appreciate you for tuning in, gentlemen. What the hell is happening with the Pro Bowl?
it, it's a mockery, Marlon. It's disrespect to the Sean Taylors of yesteryear, who absolutely destroyed Thomas Morstead trying to run that fake punt. That's what it is. The fact that we got Joe Flacco and Shador Sanders, who at one point at the start of the season were on the same fucking team, being the representatives for the AFC, is insane. I mean, you got big name quarterbacks that drop out. I mean, Josh Allen wasn't going to play; he had to have surgery. Trevor dropped out. Drake May obviously can't be in it. Bo Nix, probably another guy got injured, couldn't be in it. Um, then you're looking at who else could it be? Well, I think all those other guys dropped out. So now you got a decent name of wide receivers, linebackers, and offensive linemen. There's no point in them going because they don't even go to Hawaii anymore. They go to Orlando. It's not even worth the trip to some of those guys. They'd rather rehab or actually enjoy the start of their off season. Maybe go to Cancun because playing dodgeball and like you remember in the early 2000s where they had the quarterback challenge and Peyton Manning and fucking Doug Flutie and Drew Brees were absolutely slinging that thing at those targets. Tom Brady was in it. Like, there's no competitive side. Also, the structure of having it before the Super Bowl, whenever back in the day it used to be after the Super Bowl, I think is a big part of it as well. Overall, the fact that we have a fucking guy that threw for 12 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, and another guy that threw for 15 touchdowns and 11 interceptions in it just goes to show nobody really cares about it anymore. They barely have any viewership. Like, it's just not the same. That's just my point. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I just don't think anybody cares about the Pro Bowl anymore. I when we grew up, I think it was that everybody liked it because that's what you did. Everyone just kind of liked the Pro Bowl. Everyone liked watching the Pro Bowl. No one cares now. They're marketing the kids. Kids don't care about the Pro Bowl. That's is the only people that complain about the Pro Bowl are 30 plus. Nobody else cares about it because everybody else didn't watch the version of the Pro Bowl that we played. For everyone who is being paid at a ridiculous amount right now, and we're seeing the salary cap is going up again, their thought process is we're giving you this money because we need a championship. So if you're getting money and they're asking you for a championship, do you want to go play in the Pro Bowl and compete? You want to go to the crib and rehab? That I It's a mockery. It is all, but no one cares. Like the pro when's the last time anybody cares? Like you can't even use Pro Bowl as an excuse in an argument now. And it's been that way. It's all pro. It is all pro. That's all NBA. Those are the awards now. Being an all star, being a Pro Bowler, nobody cares. Nobody cares, and it's cool. I'm cool with it. But it whenever y'all told me that Shadur was on it, and then I seen Joe Flacco after, I thought I thought two things. One, the league doesn't know how to get their players to care. And then secondly, why have the game? Focus on the top 100 players. Focus on that kind of stuff. Leave the Pro Bowl alone. The only reason they want to keep doing the Pro Bowl, our generation and older, oh, we've always had the Pro Bowl. So the fuck what? Change it. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes the All Star game. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it and throw it elsewhere. Just let them chill for a week. Give them extra time. Let them you know what I mean. You have the award show. You have them marketing. You have them doing all this stuff. Just let them chill. You gonna step in it, Cam?
I was like, Jesus
Not
Christ, you
yet.
gonna say something? Fuck.
No, no, I agree with you guys. I mean, it's become a mockery, but it's been a mockery in my opinion. And I think that's why kids now don't care. Because like we still are somewhat invested because when we were kids, it was still a game. Like it was still a competitive thing. Like Isaiah said, they had better like individual drills, like the quarterback games and things like that were a lot better. But also the game in itself was more competitive. And it hasn't been in so long, and so people stopped caring. So like people wouldn't want to spend 2 or 3 hours of their Saturday or Sunday on the couch watching something that the players don't care to do. And it's like that in every sport except for baseball. Baseball is the only All-Star game that people like watch because these guys are actually playing. And I think a large part of it, like if you want a way to get the guys to care to make it interesting, baseball's All-Star game, whichever conference wins it, that's who hosts the series, the World Series. In my opinion, if you format the All-Star game in the same way, your players are going to care because whoever's in the AFC, they're going to want to win so that whoever comes out of the AFC gets home field advantage in the Super Bowl. And I think it'd be cool to host a damn Super Bowl. But that's just my opinion. Like that's one easy way to get some form of care is because like you think about like um you think about a few defensive players on the AFC roster, let's say from Cleveland. Maybe they care because with coach coming in with oh, what's his name from Baltimore coming in?
Monken.
Todd Munkin.
Yeah. With Monken coming in, maybe they fix the offense. And if they win the Pro Bowl and or if AFC wins the Pro Bowl and whatever team comes out of the AFC gets to host the Super Bowl, maybe they'll care a little more. That's just that's my opinion. I don't think it would fix it entirely, but I think it would help. It would steer it in the right direction. But also, you know, everybody's scared of getting hurt in a meaningless game, in a quote unquote meaningless game. But you got to find a way to make the game mean something. Otherwise, nobody's going to care, and then you're going to get shit like this. Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I ain't watched a fucking Pro Bowl in about 12 years, 13 years, maybe even longer.
Bro, every time I hear a lot of people like at work and stuff complain about the Pro Bowl, I never care. Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's how I know.
I haven't watched it in. People always bring up like the Sean Taylor. That shit was in what, 2006?
Yeah.
Brother, it's 2026. That was 20
hmm
years ago. That was a long
But the
ass time
NBA is
ago.
getting there too, because like the NBA, people used to love the All-Star game in the NBA because you get the Kobe's versus the Jordans. You get one-on-ones with greatness all around them. Like it was cool to
And
watch and it was competitive.
they've
They
been
switched
asked
it to a
since 20.
target.
Well, they've been asked
Yeah.
since like 2014.
Yeah, and
But like,
I hate all the format changes, man.
same.
Just go back to fucking,
Well, I
But
think for
just
the Pro Bowl
they can't
as
because
well,
nobody
they don't.
cares.
Yeah, they don't do it when they added an extra game and they took the pads away. I think that's the biggest deterrent of
I don't think
the
it was the
game.
pads. I think it was just you're you're saying that you're changing the rules, you're doing all this stuff, and then you want us to play another game. And then you're already in talks about adding an 18th game, but you
Yeah.
still want us to be competitive for the Pro Bowl. Oh, now you want international games, but you want us to play in the Pro Bowl. Brother, I don't know.
hmm
I just think it's a big misconnect, but it's also because they are their brand. So they're like them taking care of their families is based on how much money they make. And if you go to an All Star game and you get your ankles broke, that's it. You are done. You try to run out and play good defense because everybody wants to be competitive and you get dunked on. You are cooked. Your brand deal
Yeah.
out the door. So it's a for entertainment yes, I want them to be competitive. For them not being competitive from a business point, I look at it and say, you're just protecting what matters most to you. And I get it. I do the same thing.
I'm not gonna lie, like I was the same way. Like when I saw Shador, I laughed, and
Yeah.
that's why I sent y'all the message because I thought it was hilarious. And I had people at work that were all up in arms and pissed off. I'm like, it's the fucking Pro Bowl, dog. Like he's not gonna be all pro. So what are you mad about? Nobody fucking cares about the Pro Bowl.
Yes,
Well,
Like,
I
it's
think one of the
let this man
biggest
go over
things
there and
too
represent.
is if you were a Pro Bowler but not necessarily a first team All Pro, that means that you were one of the better players in the NFL for that season. And like Marlon said, when you do a top 100 on top of a pro, like Amon-Ra St. Brown was a first team All Pro, but wasn't selected to the Pro Bowl one year, and it made zero sense. So when that started happening, you start looking
fan
at the
vote.
game as, yeah,
That also is a big deal, is because the leagues want their fans to vote, and when your fans start to vote, you get people like Zaza Pachulia one year who was making a strong run at the most votes, and it's just they should have never done it. Like, I get you want your fans to be involved and everybody wants to. You can hold polls, but no way the fan, because that's how you get Allen Iverson in Memphis in the All-Star game. Like, it doesn't make sense. So in my opinion, that's it. But what's y'all's last thoughts on it? I mean,
I just think
what
they need to scrap the Pro Bowl altogether. I mean,
with
it's a fucking joke now. Like why? Like I'm like why even just
it's
give him a paid vacation.
well, yeah,
Like
and it's cool. Like, if you think about it, as if you're a kid, it's fun because you're watching them play, like doing a bunch of stuff that you do at PE. So, and
yeah.
you're seeing your favorite. So from that, I get it. I don't. I'm never gonna pay attention to the Pro Bowl anymore because it's
Mm.
it's once I seen it shift, like we talked about, to All Pro is who I can tell who's the best players and not Pro Bowlers anymore, and incentives being based on All Pros and not Pro Bowl, or yeah, Pro Bowlers. I don't care.
I think they would do it would be better off for the league if they scrapped it the weekend before the Super Bowl, made it after the Super Bowl, and tied it all in with the NFL awards show, honors or whatever the hell they do at the end of the year. Like if they did all of that and then did like a fan engagement event, like weekend event where kids are allowed to go out and throw routes with quarterbacks and hang out, or like that would be more so to me like meaningful than a Pro Bowl and Pro Bowl selections. Like just tie all that shit all into one weekend, and then instead of doing a Pro
That's
Bowl and all that dumbass shit, do a kids camp where they can go out and do drills and hang out with the damn the Pro Bowlers. I feel like
just
would be
do it
better for the
leading
league.
up to the Super Bowl. Shit, just do it
Yeah.
during the week. Nobody cares about the shit
Oh
anyway.
yeah, yeah,
Just
even the week
yeah.
of
yeah, just
when
go.
you're
The
doing all
week
the press
of,
conferences and
Most of
stuff.
the
outside
time,
of the teams that are
well,
playing, yeah, just
most of the Super Bowls are going to be in a good location with good weather. Very rarely do you
yeah.
see rain or snow in a Super Bowl. So you take them there, and then leading up to the game, just like the All Star game, you have them playing games Friday night, Saturday night, whatever, and then it's all tied into the Super Bowl, and then obviously the Super Bowl is the main event. But
But no, you end the last event before the Super Bowl needs to be the Puppy Bowl by
it's at the
It
far.
same
has to.
time. It's at the same time. Um,
It breaks my heart that it is. Okay.
So
I
before
hope
we
they have it.
before we jump in topics, also I wanted to, like, NIL. What do y'all think is going to happen with the NIL? Because we're seeing it, NIL transfer portal, everything's changing. We're seeing people stay in college for years. We're
Go
seeing
back to college.
yeah,
Yeah, I was about
yeah.
to say the
We're
Go
same thing.
seeing
back.
we're seeing people sue the NCAA. We're seeing people do things like that. Where do y'all think this all leads for the NIL?
I think the problem started like when they first started NIL. They just fucking were like, go wild, go crazy, and now they're having to peel back because they literally went crazy, and it's hard to do that. But there's got to be some kind of governance on it, in my opinion, because you can't like you're ruining the integrity of like literally just people like athletes, coaches, because you're not holding them accountable for the contracts that they're signing because they're not legally binding because they're still student athletes by the letter of the law. They're not student athletes anymore. They're paid players, and you need to allow the universities to pay them and put them on contract where they have to be honored. And it's not just the athletes, it's the coaches. Like um but the NIL is like I don't know. I've never had a problem with the NIL. My problem's always been with the transfer portal. So maybe if you ratchet down on on the transfer portal and tighten that up, maybe you don't have the NIL issues. But I do think it's kind of crazy that players are going pro now, and if they're not, playing as much as they want, they can just come back to college. Like that's kind of insane to me.
That
It's
is
more just baseball though, right?
crazy.
No,
No,
basketball,
basketball.
bro.
There's
Basketball's
been
going
like
crazy right
three
now.
No, no,
guys.
no,
Amari
no. I'm
Bailey was the
saying,
top pick.
yeah, but I'm saying it's essentially what you've always been able to do in baseball, where you can go
Yeah.
into the draft, and then if you're like, man, fuck
Yeah.
that, I'm not going in the
Yeah,
17th
but
round, I'm going back.
the difference is these guys are actually like they've gotten PT
Oh, and then that's
and
crazy.
yeah, and they're like, nah, I
Well,
don't like how this is going,
and
or I don't like my situation.
sometimes in the MLB though, that's mostly based on if you're getting drafted out of high school or like they own your draft rights, so you have the option not to like go with that team, kind of like what Kyler Murray did, if I'm not mistaken, right, Cameron? Like
John Gray.
yeah, you
Well,
have
yeah,
that option.
But Kyler was, yeah, he signed his contract with his bonus, and so they allowed him to go back to play football his last year, knowing with the agreement that when he got done with football, he was going to play pro ball for whoever. I can't remember who it was.
The A's, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oakland,
the
yeah.
A's, yeah.
Mhm.
So, but then he decided to play football instead of baseball, so that kind
Which
of
all he had
nullified.
to
He
do
just had to
was
pay his
like
shit back.
return. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
Boomer
had to return the
Sooner,
money.
baby.
But yeah, Amari Bailey was like top pick, Merlin, and
Yeah.
was asked in the league. Was like, I'm going back to college,
Yeah.
like just now.
I there's just so much stuff happening. I can't keep up, and I just refuse to try
Yeah,
because it's like Cam said, they have to put a governance on it because right, it's just the wild wild west. It is.
Mhm.
It's
which was to be expected these first
yeah.
couple of years.
I'm gonna get my attorney, and we gonna find a way around it. I don't care that I'm 62 years old. I got some of these
I
left.
I
still, I still got 4 years of eligibility left.
I am kind of glad that the universities are starting to fight back on the transfer portal shit, like because that's just the first step to getting this shit under control is somebody having the balls to fight back against the top prospect quarterback or whatever that wants to enter the portal after signing a 2-year deal. Maybe we'll start to see some kind of structure start to get built now.
Well, I think the first thing has to be some form of contract, some form of tie into maybe it's the scholarship that the NIL is tied to. And you just start maybe growing and putting every athlete on some form of scholarship, and that's how you pay them. But once you sign that scholarship, you are paid when you are here. That's kind of it.
Mhm.
Maybe have them sign a 2-year deal and then just keep it
Well,
pushing.
here's an
But
idea. Stop paying them up front. Pay them at the end of the season.
yeah,
You come,
Make
you
it
play for a
incentive
season.
based.
I'll pay you 2 million on the first season, and then that'll get you through the second season. I'll pay you another 2 million after that, and then
you
we'll
know
talk about a new contract.
the crazy thing is I don't want to sound crazy, but you almost this is going to keep happening because that there's always going to be that one team that's like, oh, y'all don't want to pay? Cool. I'll do what Indiana did and win the national championship. Y'all want to hold the kids
Mhm.
accountable? Cool. I won't. And I'm going to get every good prospect and we're going to run 16-0, baby.
Well, I
16 and
think
0.
that was the idea of what Deion Sanders was trying to do in Colorado because he basically booted any semblance of what was in that program to get his guys in that he recruited, and none of it worked out his first season. But it's kind of the same accord, like, oh, okay, like you don't, all right, I'll just bring my guys in. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, you're probably
I'm
going to be looking for another job pretty soon.
I'm honestly fine with them bringing their own guys in. I just more have a problem with like you it's never going to end if we expect everybody to do better because somebody's not going to. Somebody's going to say, "I'm winning that natty, baby. I want that natty championship."
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to have integrity? Integrity these 6 rings. What did Bud Kilmer say? How many district titles did he have?
22. Count them.
22. You
Count
think he cared about sticking needles in people's knees? You think he
them.
cared about integrity? Bud Kilmer, the GOAT.
Look, Look, Johnny Moxon's dad was a no talent pussy, but at least he listened. Okay.
He listened and he did what he was supposed to. He did what he was supposed to. But this is great to lead into the first topic. Um, so we talked about the Pro Bowl. We talked about all that stuff being a mockery. I'm gonna lead us off. Give me 1 second, but listeners, Bill Belichick was not first ballot Hall of Famer. He wasn't. He's gonna be a second, maybe a third. We don't know. Has it I, uh, sorry, I'm flustered. This Bill Belichick news, dog. Bill Belichick not being a first ballot Hall of Famer is probably the equivalent of Pete Rose not being in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I think he is way too good. He is too polished. He's too. Nobody's resume is ever going to beat Bill Belichick's, let's be real. And I think the NFL made a huge mistake by not having Bill Belichick be in the Hall of Fame as a first ballot. I get there's everything that he did, right? But if you're not going to wipe those out of the record books, I don't care. I don't care if you think he's a cheater. I don't care if there's you I mean was the juice, was he a first ballot? Yes. Now he was
Yes,
the
he
greatest
was.
running back when he went into the Hall of Fame of all time. You see what he did, and he's in the Hall of Fame. I I don't like this personal attacks. I don't like it with Bill B. To was the recipient of it. I've always hated it. I hate it. If you're not going to take the championships from him when you have the evidence, don't hold it against him whenever it's done. Because you could have did what you wanted to right off the rip and figured out, yo, you're a cheater. We're taking all of these Super Bowls. You're losing draft picks. You're suspended for a year or two, whatever the case may be. But no, they didn't do that. They waited X amount of years later to make a statement. Nah, you didn't make a statement against Bill Belichick. You made a statement about the NFL Hall of Fame. Now the NFL Hall of Fame will always be tarnished. And as I pass the mic to you, Cameron, whoever voted for Bill Belichick not to, bro, you should lose your driver's license. That's just me.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's a Jets fan.
I agree. I couldn't agree more, man. Like, I three-time NFL Coach of the Year, 8 Super Bowls, six as a head coach, and you keep this man out of the Hall of Fame as a first ballot is insane work to me. Like you said, you didn't punish Belichick at all when all that happened. You didn't take wins away. You didn't take Super Bowls away. You punished Brady for Deflategate, but nothing on Belichick. So my question, if if I had one question I could ask anybody in the Hall of Fame, that selects the Hall of Fame or votes on it or whatever, you gonna do the same thing to Tom Brady? You gonna keep him out as a first ballot? I don't fucking think so. And they wouldn't have, even if there wasn't any backlash, they wouldn't have kept him out as a first ballot because everything Belichick was tied to, Tom Brady is also tied to. So that is why I think most people have a huge issue with this whole thing outside of his accomplishments as a coach was that you're not going to do the same thing to the guy that literally is tied directly to it, all of it with him. And that's criminal. So that's the only thing I got is I just don't understand. I don't understand it. Like why like what the pro the word not the Pro Bowl. Wow. The Hall of Fame is tarnished. Like you can't take it serious anymore. That's all I got. I don't take it serious.
I feel that. Pass the rock to Isaiah. You
Well,
muted, dog.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, fellas. I think it's all the controversy around him right now. Um, I don't agree with it. And I listened to a little soundbite of Matt Light, who is the left tackle for the Patriots, whenever they won their first three Super Bowls. And he said, as Roger Goodell, as the commissioner of the league, you have a responsibility to make sure that that doesn't happen and you
Mm-hmm.
let it happen. Because the most punishment that they ever received was like Spygate, and I think Belichick served like 4 or 6 games where McDaniels took over randomly one year in like '09 or something crazy. It was never anything to where, like you guys were saying, they were stripping wins, they were, stripping Super Bowls or anything of the sort. This man was an absolute savant when it came to understanding scheme, making sure that he put the right people in the right position to win. Did he cheat a little bit? Yeah, but if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You know what I mean? Like every now and again, you kind of get away with some shit that you're not supposed to. He kind of bent the rules where he shouldn't have, and that's what got him in trouble. But the accomplishments speak for themselves. Anywhere that he went before he ended up in New England, they had a level of success. When he was in Cleveland, they were going to AFC championships. When he was with the Giants, won 2 Super Bowls. Even when he was with the Jets, they made some playoff runs. Like, he is a direct impact of the people around him being successful as a coach or a coordinator. The fact that he did not get in as a first ballot is absolutely criminal. And like you said, Marlon, it's kind of teaching a lesson. But I don't think there's anybody that would deny that he is one of the greatest NFL minds and one of the greatest NFL head coaches of all time.
All right. Well, open the floors. Gentlemen,
Yeah.
do you think that it was more, as we just continue the Bill Belichick conversation, do you think is maybe sending a message of like to everybody? If we'll do this to Bill Belichick, we'll do it to everybody. If y'all don't stay in line with how we expect you to, this is what'll happen.
I mean, if that is, it fucking failed. I mean, the entire world turned against you in the matter of an hour. But like, you know, you you get punished for things like that in the moment. A Hall of Fame selection is for your accolades in general. It's a celebration of what you accomplished. So, you deal with those as they happen, like the Spygate and Deflategate. That was dealt with as it happened. I think the difference between, like you said, the Pete Rose thing. The difference between Pete Rose and Bill Belichick is Bill Belichick wasn't banned from the fucking league for 40 goddamn years, you know?
Hey, that wasn't as a player,
like,
dog.
like Pete Rose is out of the Hall of Fame, but he was also banned from the league
You're right. I'll
forever.
give you that. I'll give you that. But he
So
took a
that's
He
why I
couldn't
tombstone
think
even
from
go
this.
to a
Kane.
game.
He took a
I mean,
tombstone
that's
from
true.
Kane.
That's true.
He couldn't even
That's
go to
that's
games.
that's why I would say that this is a bigger criminal offense than the Pete Rose thing. Like, and I'm a guy that thinks Pete Rose needs to be in the Hall of Fame because he never cheated as a player, and he was all time like the greatest hitter of all time. I mean, the man needs to be in the Hall of Fame. If you don't want to put him in as a coach, cool, but that's the difference between Pete Rose, in my opinion, and Belichick.
It's crazy too because he's almost the people's champ, and that's better. Bill Belichick, he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but to have every fan who has any kind of sense, every player, even if they have
Hmm.
sense or going through CTE, former coaches like Jimmy Johnson, everybody is upset. You are bigger than the league. Bill Belichick, take a bow, dog.
Yeah, he should start his own Hall of Fame.
And
He is the Hall of Fame, dog.
I don't think he cares. That's the biggest thing. I don't think he cares. He's like,
Well, he's
man.
well, he's slamming a 24-year-old man. What's he?
I
He's
I was
he's
I
living
was
great.
yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't gonna go that crazy, but I mean, bro, Bill Belichick has a 24-year-old girlfriend. Regardless of what I feel about that, I think Bill Belichick does not even care. He is
Yeah.
like, you guys want to make yourself a joke, and I don't even care. But I'm telling you that I know I'm the greatest, and yeah, like you guys are
Well,
just
I
mad.
got 6 rings.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
just
give a
mad. I
shit.
six as a head coach, and 2 more as a coordinator, and I coached LT, one of the most dominant defenders of all time. And
He was coked out of his mind half the time.
yeah, I didn't really even have to talk to him. I just said, "Hey, go get the quarterback." And that's what he did.
Right there.
Yeah. But he's I don't know, dog. Well, we can go ahead and move on to the next topic.
Criminal.
Next topic, coaching hires. Is there anyone that stood out to you? Which one do you like? Cameron, you'll start this one. You got the mic. Go ahead.
Um, God damn it. I've lost his damn name again.
Munkin.
Yes, I like the Todd Monken. I'm so glad he got a head coaching job. All he has done is go and build great offenses everywhere, and he was doing great in Baltimore until he got hurt, or until his players were hurt. But I like Monken. I also like oh, I can't. Jesus Christ, the guy that Baltimore hired. I like him too. There's some history with him in
Mentor?
Baltimore,
Yeah,
so
mentor.
yeah, I like what I like what they did with their coaching hire, and also I didn't understand the I didn't understand the McDermott firing. I think we talked about that last week, but I do like the Joe Brady like I like him getting elevated. I think that Joe Brady is deserving of a head coaching spot, and where better to do it than somewhere he was a OC for with a player he's familiar with, and that just more so makes me feel like um, Josh Allen probably had a little bit to do, or a little say in the Sean McDermott deal. Like to me, that just screams, okay, this is what Josh Allen probably wanted. But that's all I got. That's the only ones I know.
Pass it to Isaiah.
Well,
Lunchbox.
well, here's the thing, fellas. Here's the scoop, and I'm going to tell you. I mean, I like Munkin. I think it is Cleveland, so we'll see how well it fares for him. But as far as making sure that you run the damn football, he is a huge proponent of that. So that's a good hire. Minter's a good hire as well. You stayed defensive minded in Baltimore. I like that idea. Um, I think we talked about McDaniel being the OC with the Chargers last week, which is, I think, only going to low key protect the health of Herbert a little bit more because he's such a good. He knows how to draw great run schemes. And if Omari and Hampton is healthy, don't know if Najee's coming back. But that's just a good start to have a second year running back with a lot of energy behind him, and you improve that offensive line. It really has a shot. One thing that did kind of shock me though, but I mean, I guess it makes sense, is when the Vikings fired their GM. And I put it in the chat because the day before this man was at the Senior Bowl scouting people to draft, and then they were like, "Nah, fuck you, get out." It was so random. And I feel like for the most part, he's done a really good job of like building the team, but Nine's just not that guy. So I, I just I don't know how to I don't know how they can make it work better. I mean, they got a good O line, serviceable running back, good defense, good receivers, and then they're like, "Nah, it's your fault that JJ McCarthy isn't that good," which is terrible. I think what more so than anything, I think he got fired because Sam Darnold's in the Super Bowl and he let Sam Darnold walk. That's my biggest thing.
Look, head coaching hires. There's been a lot of good ones. Maybe some of the guys that everyone thought was going to, maybe it was the internet. It was Twitter. Twitter was upset because Chris Shula didn't get, I mean, he's probably not going to get a job unless maybe Arizona. And they're pointing at LaFleur's brother. I don't know if either him or Shieldhouse get a job. So these hires, maybe they didn't look sexy. Maybe like Mike McCarthy to the Steelers at first. A lot of people didn't like it. I'm starting to like it more and more for future things that I can talk about. But dog, the Vikings firing their GM, Isaiah. Yeah, dog, you got to go. You got to go, dog. What are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. But I mean, so I kind of understand it. And him being at the Senior Bowl, bro, that's your job. Like, you keep doing it, even though you're not paid right now, and you'll get another job. Chill out. Todd Monken, being in Cleveland, I like it. I do think he's a little safe of a play caller, but I think that is needed, especially if you want to make a run with Shaduki. I think a safer play caller will allow Shadur to grow as a quarterback. because they're not going to demand a lot. They don't need you to drop back 45 times a game. And I don't think Shadur should be doing that this early in his career. I think Monken is a perfect guy to build a foundation for a quarterback as far as I'm going to call a game for you to develop in this scheme. That if you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. But I think Monken is a good guy to do that. Mike McDaniel as the OC, I love it. I think this is it. There's no more excuses for Herb Dog. And then Jesse Minter ending up over in Baltimore. I think that'll be a good hire. I We'll see though. I don't know if they've hired their offensive coordinator, and that's more impressive. They have to get better offensively. But gentlemen, the floor is open to discuss this. Head coaches, who y'all think is the best hire so far, at least? Doors open. Talk.
Sorry, I was editing. I was editing what I put in the chat. I mean, honestly,
Mike McCarthy to Pittsburgh, baby.
Okay, Mister. Why the fuck would they do that? What the fuck? That was last week. That was you. That was you saying all that.
Hey, you right. I'll take that L, bro. I got to take the L.
Honestly, I think Harbaugh to New York is probably, from a culture standpoint, from a coach having the ability to make an impact. He's a player's coach.
You tiptoeing around it. No, you tiptoeing around it. Cam is in this conversation now too. 10 anytimes. Pick who you think is the best hire, and whoever has the best record, you get out of it, and the other two owe you 10 anytimes. What's happening?
Oh, give me my boy in Miami, bro. What's up? I'll take 10 anytimes for that.
You standing on it? All right. Cam, who you going? Crazy, Isaiah.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go with a pair of hirings as my favorite. Give me a Robert Saleh and Brian Daboll in Tennessee.
So
you brought in a defensive minded head coach and then brought in a really good coordinator to work with Cam Ward, and they have a lot of cap space. I think they're fixing to go in and get to work. That's my opinion.
You're right, but do you think they'll have the best? Do you think they'll have the best record this year? This is what this 10 anytimes hangs on, is who has the best record year one.
I'm standing on it.
Oh, Rob. Okay. Well, guess what? Guess what?
I got Mike McCarthy.
Nah, give me Brady.
The Pittsburgh.
Give me Brady. Give me Brady.
Yeah.
I think
he's got the most coming back.
Well, I think he's going to be good enough to bring. They're going to lean more offensively this year. I think they are going to lean offensively and get Josh Allen weapons that actually help, and this will be a true them wreck shop through the regular season. I think this is a step back year for them, a reset year for them in Baltimore. But they still have Josh Allen and Lamar. They will be back. Guaranteed. 10 anytimes, baby. I'll put it on them.
Gross.
What's gross about it? You did the Homer thing. You thought I was gonna go crazy with Mike McCarthy, and I almost did. I believe in it, Isaiah. Can you hate? Look, bro. Look. Mike McCarthy is older offensive mind in the NFL. He's still as close to modern as the Steelers have ever been. They are just now bringing in analytics in 2026, Isaiah. Mike McCarthy, as much because he wasn't the Sean McVay, so it upset me. But he's still going to do a lot of good, honestly. Just bringing back Rodgers is not it for me.
Yeah,
roll out Will Howard, dog. And if he's ass, he's ass. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just roll Will Howard out. If he's good, cool.
Didn't he say he liked Will Howard?
Brother, yes. Bruce Arians came out. Max Crosby came out this past week and said it too. So, like, just roll Sir William Howard out. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, you get a top 7 pick in 27.
Who did Isaiah pick?
He picked his boy.
Jeff
Okay.
Heffley.
Y'all don't
I
have
commend it.
anything.
No, I commend you for that, Isaiah, because I should have.
Look,
I'm disappointed in myself for not picking Pittsburgh, but like,
look, we
Bro.
won 7 games, so as long as we win like 4 more than we did last year, we're probably gonna have the better record out of all of those teams.
The best thing that came out of uh, the coaching cycle for me was my coordinators gave a big fat middle finger to everybody. So they're coming back to Jacksonville, baby.
I
Let's
did see
go.
that, and I love that for y'all.
When
Isaiah,
Udinski pulled out of the Arizona job, I was like, yes, let's go.
yeah, Isaiah, I actually like y'all's hirings so far as well.
I
But
like
the still,
Halfley,
So
man.
far.
yes, I like him. I think y'all being a defensive culture will be better, and honestly, y'all are gonna end up with Malik Willis.
Yeah, man, I low key, if we had the cap space, but we might. Let's go out there and let's get NFL young boy. Tyreek, he ain't coming back this year.
Isaiah, stop it.
Let's get aggressive.
Isaiah, stop.
Let's
I
go
mean, the
for
salary
NFL
cap
young
is
boy.
going. The cap is going up.
That's what I'm saying. It's possible. We could do it. Or no, DeForest Buckner isn't a free agent until the year after. By that time, he's gonna be too old. But I was thinking about him. I think as another D tackle because we paid
I
Zach
think
Seidler way too much money.
I think y'all need to go and get Mac Jones out of quarterback rehab, man. He spent his
Don't do
year,
it.
and you know what
Don't
happens
do
when
it.
quarterbacks go to
He's
San
Don't do
Francisco
it.
to back up
Don't do
to
it.
bro.
back up
He
what's his
he
name?
went and well, you know what's crazy is even when he was in Jacksonville, the Mac was balling low key
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Y'all
Brian
look,
Thomas, fucking
look,
1,000 yards, bro.
Bro,
look,
they kept he's in quarterback purgatory right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Make him a
He's in
starter.
rehab.
look. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. I think that Mac Jones could be good, but I think he needs the right coordinator to be good. And if he doesn't have that, what did Coach Campbell say? Fellas.
Let me yeah. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Uh
So we're
this is
at
a freak
we're right at the time, my brother. So since you're about to lead off this next topic, and you said you didn't watch the Rumble, we'll push the Rumble back one topic, and we will lean right into UFC 325. And then
damn right.
once we get to the convo of all of us conversating, then we'll talk about 325 as a whole, kind of, and then 326 as well, and our thoughts on that. But Isaiah, you got the flow, my brother.
Look, let me tell you something. This card from top to bottom is extremely mid. I didn't realize that it was the tournament. The UFC tournament was the early prelims. So I watched. Well, how many fight was it? How many fights were it? 3 fights that had to do with people earning a UFC contract, which I thought was kind of cool in the sense of how it used to be back in the day, more like the early inception of the UFC was like tournament style, but you weren't fighting 8 fights in one night. You were fighting once every like 3 or 4 weeks, which is just to protect people. But overall, car was extremely mid. Um, Tai Tuivasa, good God, son! If you just get a gas tank on you, maybe you can actually be a serviceable heavyweight. But he just pisses me off. I want to see the Shoey fellas, and I can't see it because this man has his gas tank. I think is worse than Derek Lewis's gas tank. Um, Mauricio Rufy getting a knockout, but while saying Denis getting a knockout on Dan the Hangman, which was a little different. He pressured the shit out of Dan Hooker. So I mean, it was bound to happen. He looks really good. He looks dangerous in that weight division. Let's see what other noise he could kind of make. And Volk just taking his time, point fighting, beating up on Diego Lopez. I mean, just making it making it kind of boring, but at the same time, sometimes that's what champs need to do. So, top to bottom, extremely mid. Let's get to 326 because
All right, well, my turn. Um, Gentlemen, I told y'all I didn't watch a lot of it. I was chilling. I was not really watching a ton of it. I turned on a couple of fights and seen some good moments, but I wasn't. It's real hard for me to see a 320. What was it? 324 last week, and then get hyped for another card, and it felt very fight nightish, which is no. It's not a shot because I do like watching fight nights. I love watching fighters. I have no idea who they are, and then I kind of follow them up the ranks until they start fighting on the main card. That's Isaiah. We were talking about how we both watched Ilya kind of rise up from early prelims to pound for pound one or two in the world. So I enjoy it. It's just I don't give every fight my full attention because I know there are fights on it that are just thrown together and they're not going to be good fights. People don't have gas tanks and they just kind of look very sloppy. I don't like that for the main cards. Maybe that's my own bias. I'll take that. But I mean, none of the fights just kept my attention, if we're being honest. And probably right after that Tai Tuivasa fight, I'd had enough. Wife and I we turned on some anime and started watching One Piece. So that's how much it had my attention. Is I would rather watch the longest running anime of all time rather than watch UFC 325. And I said it last week. I knew that if Volk was nothing, Diego Lopez, no disrespect, could throw at Volk would have changed the outcome of that fight. And Volk is just too far ahead. If he's fighting featherweights, I don't care. If he wants to move up and fight Max at lightweight, maybe, or someone like that after, cool. But at this point, if Volk is fighting a featherweight, I'm not paying attention. But go ahead, Cam.
I don't have a lot of thoughts on the card. I mean, Volk winning. I think pretty much everybody. We kind of was leaning Volk. I was a little bit surprised at Benoit Saint Denis at that fight because I felt like Dan Hooker in the first round had a great game plan and was piecing his ass up. Benoit just kept coming and coming and coming. I'm like, hey,
Came
he was
all
pretty
over his
impressive,
face.
man. That's right, baby. He was pretty impressive to me, man. Like you said, his pressure, like even with getting tagged like crazy in the first round, and Dan Hooker just didn't know what to do. Like, what an idiot. Dan Hooker's killing this dude standing up and then tries to take like stuns him and then tries to take him down like a dummy and then just gets absolutely ragdolled on the ground for 3 minutes before he gets knocked out. I don't know that because what is who 155, that's Max and all them, right?
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah,
champ
he's
is
not making
Ilya.
he's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
he's not making a run in that division. He's about where he needs to be.
Who,
Because
Volk?
no, Benoit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He's not, dude. He's not hanging with the Gaethjes and the Holloways and the Ilyas and the Charleses. He's strong, but he's got no stand up game, none. He's all wrestle, and if he fights somebody that moves around enough to stay out of his his grapple, then he's not gonna be able to fight. So I think he's probably about where he needs to be. Tui and to share it, man. I felt like that was just a bad look for heavyweight division.
They
I
look like
mean,
some drunk fucking fools
bro,
in
It
there,
looked like
brother.
Derek Lewis.
yeah, it's sad because like when I first got in the UFC, the heavyweight division was crazy. So,
That was top tier. Well, and
bro,
basically, whenever they made the heavyweight division like loosely 20 pounds, that was the problem.
yeah,
From what 240? Well, it's anywhere from 240 to 264.
No, it doesn't matter. It's just
maybe as heavy as
265.
you what?
Yeah, 26. Well,
And
265 is the highest you can get. But I mean, for instance, if you were 205 and you wanted to fight heavyweight, they're not going to stop you.
yeah,
Those are just like heavyweight is 205 and up. If you want to fight
yeah,
heavyweight at 206, you can. You'll just get.
absolutely murdered.
But I mean, let's just start talking 325 or 326 because that's a lot better, honestly. Max, Charles, who wins? What's happening? What do y'all think? I don't know, honestly. It's It's a good fight. It's a ways away. I mean, we have another month, but
Yeah. Uh, I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know if Charles stands with Max for too long. So I think it really depends on Max on the ground, how well he fares against Charles, because he kind of has a record for the most submissions. So that's really what it's going to come down to. I think when Charles got knocked out by Ilya, it was one of those things to where, like, it was the strategy process. They were both kind of just testing each other a little bit, and then they went through a couple of rounds of doing some wrestling. Ilya was able to escape, and then Ilya fucking caught him. So
I
I don't think he fucks around
no,
against Max. I
you're
don't think he
you're
will.
right, but I want this to be very clear because this is how good of a fighter I think Ilya is. I think they slept on him. I think they thought this little 145er coming up can't hit that hard. It's just these 45ers. Yeah, he caught Max, but Max has been through some wars. It was bound to happen, blah, blah, blah. And he stood in the pocket with Ilya too long. And he got caught because of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean it was a really good fight. The Oliveira Max one, yeah, it's can Oliveira backpack Max before Max gets his back sweaty so that it's hard for him to get leverage and hold on. If he tries to box with Max for too long into the I just give me Max. But I think he does have a chance. I'm not saying that I think that Max is the supreme fighter. I just think what Max does well is what Charles doesn't do well. Charles does well whenever he fights against a reckless puncher like Gaethje. He fights whenever he had Poirier kind of tired. Max isn't going to get tired like Dustin did. That's the Michael Chandler, reckless, careless. When he fought a calculated Islam, he was dominated. When he fought a calculated Ilya, who wasn't reckless, who didn't rush anything, who just understood, like, nope, get back up. We're not going to the ground, bud. Stand
Yeah,
back up and let's bang. Whenever he did that, he didn't fare well, and I'm just curious to see what happens. The card though is pretty. I mean,
pretty good.
I got to pull it up. Well, I'm pulling it up. My fault. Wow, that's crazy. But we obviously Max and Charles Oliveira. I think the Brian Ortega and the Renato Moicano. I think that fight got canceled. That's what
Oh, it
Twitter
did.
was saying, anyways. Yeah, I
Hmm.
Yeah.
think Brian Ortega had to pull out. So whoa. Um. Anyways,
Oh yeah,
Rainer
is that weird?
Rainer de Ritter, he's fighting, and I enjoy him. That's
Mm.
crazy too. God, I'm a mute. Y'all talk.
You enjoy him? You want to lap up some of his
Man, Cody
fights?
Garbrandt's gonna get knocked out again, and
Cody
hopefully
No
that's
Love. Hey
that's
man,
it.
I will respect the fact that Cody is still in there doing it, bud, because he his good lord. I mean, this dude just keeps fighting. He just I just want him to retire at this point. 2016 was a long time ago.
Yeah, but
Um,
he's exciting. Why you want him to run out? He exciting at least, right? You gonna watch his
I
fights?
don't I don't think he's exciting anymore. He has a face tat now. I don't like it.
It's very exciting, Isaiah, because you know somebody's going to sleep.
Probably him
You're right.
against some. I don't even
Do you,
know who this guy
is it
is.
is it be does it give you that Anderson Silva at the end?
No, because
Okay.
Cody didn't defend the title that long. Cody only had it for one fight, I believe,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
he lost.
and then old old EPO TJ Dillashaw got him.
Yeah, man, you got to think. Yeah, he beat Dominic Cruz. He lost to Pillashaw twice. He lost to Pedro
Bro, he got
Munoz.
clipped by it was crazy because Dillashaw clipped him. He
Yeah.
was he was dominating that fight. And then
Hmm.
TJ clipped him, and then he was like, "It's fine. I'll get my belt back. Don't you guys worry about it. I'm Cody No Love." And then the second fight, TJ put it on him.
Yep. I mean, in his last, I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In his last 11 fights, he is 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 4-7 in his last 11 fights. All in the UFC, by the way.
Exciting fighter. Cam, what you think? You think Cody's about to put it on, homeboy?
No, I don't. But
He said no.
but I do think the same as you. I mean, he gets in there and he fucking bangs, bro. Like who
Thanks,
what
bro.
that's why he's still in the UFC because that's the kind of shit Dana likes. He will go in there and die as long as he still works in the UFC.
Chin straight up in the air.
Bro, just throwing bangers.
I remember when he did that little crossover thing and knocked that dude out. I was like, this is one of the coldest things I've ever seen. And then it happened to him. Um, I don't like Raul Rosas Jr. fighting Rob
Wee
Font.
wee
Rob
wee.
Font. Chee wee wee.
Bro,
Only
he's
reason why I
gonna get
don't,
a dub. He's gonna get a dub. Rob Font is
no.
brother. Rob Font was good 5 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
but here's the thing: Rob Font can actually box, and he's way taller than Raul Rosas Jr.
Bring your ass to the
Raul is
ground.
gonna, he's gonna, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna try to take him to the ground,
He's
and I
gonna get him
think
to the
if,
ground and he gonna choke him.
well, I think if Rob Font stuffs two of those takedowns,
Yes.
Raul is gonna get tired, and then
Nah, he's not gonna get tired. He's just gonna be like, I got nothing else for you.
I got nothing else for you.
Bro, you better hope this podcast never blows up because he gonna choke your ass out.
That's fine, man. I'll sue the fuck out of him. What are you talking about, dude? I'm 30 years old.
Damn,
He's like 20.
damn.
I
Nah,
will
bro, you gotta
sue.
get him. You gotta catch him in the octagon. Fuck all that.
For what?
Nah, bro, you made fun of him for his dignity.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, he's still making, way more money than me, so my
Hey,
dignity doesn't really matter.
you right. You right. You right. But back to the next the next topic. Back to your boy leading us off, the Royal Rumble. I watched the entire pay-per-view ish kind of.
More more like the Royal Fumble.
Nah, bro,
Card
stop it.
sucked.
Stop it. If you didn't watch it, obviously, Liv Morgan, she got the dub for the women, and the tribal chief Roman Reigns back where he deserves to be. I liked it. A lot of people on the internet did not like how the Rumble was booked, and I think that's just people not liking how it was booked. I truly liked it. I think they did a good job of showcasing Obafemi like he is the next
Yeah.
star.
Yeah.
The way you start it with Braun Breaker versus him initially just to have some shenanigans, the build that's perfect because that's something you expect to see later down the road when they're both bigger stars. But the match in between Drew and Sammy, I thought it was a solid match. AJ having his last match against Gunther, even though I didn't like I didn't think it was the greatest match of all time. It wasn't bad. It was cool. That's AJ's last dance. Unfortunately, that's how wrestlers go out with their feet up, looking up in the lights. That's just how they go out. I mean, Liv winning, I thought that was the right decision. I know there's other women that probably could have used it a little bit better, but I think where they're going with Liv in the storyline and what we're seeing from the Judgment Day, I think Liv Morgan winning was the right decision. And then yeah, I think Roman Reigns. I mean, I wish it was LA Knight. I wish it was. I wish it was someone else. I wish there were a couple of winners. It could have been. But in my opinion, because where they are right now, there's no big storyline that is pulling everybody to want to watch. It's just, I'm a fan of wrestling. I'm going to watch. There's nothing like the bloodline. So, and from that, I think it was all booked correctly. Cameron, passing to you, brother.
I'll start with the men's rumble. Uh, my favorite thing I took away from that was the very, very beginning. Braun Breaker getting attacked. Everybody thinks it's Seth Rollins. It's definitely not Seth Rollins. I can tell you exactly who it is because I can just tell by his posture. It's Finn fucking Balor. The way he stands after he curb stomps Braun, he stands, and the way he like how quick he squatted down to pick him up. I was like, okay, those are like mechanics of Finn Balor, and he's already pissed off because he was told he couldn't be in the Rumble. So I I think he attacked Braun because Braun and Heyman bullied their way into the Rumble, which made Finn Balor not get a spot in the Rumble. So, anyways, I like that. I like what that can do. I wish it was LA Knight that won it. I don't have a problem with Roman Reigns. I think the company needs Roman Reigns at the top. I just wish it was LA. The only reason I don't feel like it happened was because LA's feud is with with the Vision. And if you'd had a member of the Vision with the strap going into WrestleMania, I think you would see LA Knight taking down the Vision to finally get the strap. As far as the women's rumble, uh, I'm fired up about Liv Morgan winning it, man. She deserves it. She's been so close in two different ones, and she finally got it. So that made me happy. It made me happy watching her betray Raquel Rodriguez in the process. Um, it was cool to see Brie come back. I thought Lash Legend got a well-deserved spot of dominance. Um, but yeah, I liked everything about the women's rumble. Uh, I didn't watch any of the AJ Gunther thing. I'm not surprised. It kind of told itself. AJ was going to go out at the place that he debuted 10 years ago. Um, and then I really didn't have anything for the Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn shit. I kind of knew that, but um, I think in closing, I think the reason why so many people are pissed off about the Rumble is because there was so much hype around the returns of like Chris Jericho and there was somebody else that everybody was fired up that didn't make his return. And it's that's the way it is sometimes, man. Maybe they come back on the Raw after, WrestleMania or yeah, the Raw after Mania or whatever. You know? Stop thinking about what didn't happen and actually pay attention to what did happen and appreciate the stories that were told within the Rumble. That's my thing.
All right, so here's my opinion on the Royal Fumble. Okay, tired of this rinse and repeat, my guy. All right, I'm gonna go full Skip Bayless on this shit. All right, I'm tired of seeing fucking Roman Reigns in there, fucking winning it, all because I'm coming back and when I want to dominate. That dumbass interview that he gave right before the Royal Rumble, it's so boring. And I'm going to tell you why it's boring, okay? It's boring because we have seen this before. And if you're going to really add fresh, like he's not a day in and day out guy. I think that's why I hate it. Brock being in it pissed me off because he got paid probably $1 million to show up for 15 to 20 minutes and then get double teamed, pause, to get thrown out of the ring. Like, the little clips that I saw, it's look. I know I don't watch as often as you guys, but I will say this: if I'm hearing the same names and there's not a build on other people, the young talent that are coming through, then what are we doing? Like, yeah, it's cool that Liv Morgan won. Liv Morgan's been in that position before in different instances, not necessarily with the Rumble, but she's held championships. Build up a new story, make it seem a little bit more fresh for the road to WrestleMania. Roman Reigns winning on the road to WrestleMania does not mean shit. My opinion.
So
Wait,
I'll
hold on,
stop
hold
you
on, hold
there.
on. Are we
Okay.
opening the floor? You're
I
muted.
think we
Are you
should.
opening the floor? The floor is open. Fuck it. Go,
Yeah.
Cam.
But it's open. I don't
So
care.
to answer your criticism about Roman Reigns, the most successful stint this company has had since the early 2000s was when Roman Reigns was at the top with the bloodline. And I think this company is so starved for that kind of viewership, that kind of hype and success. And so putting Roman Reigns back at the top and building stories around him and his dominance again is probably something they want to lean on. I do think that the future is Trick Williams and Obafemi. Because, bro, they got crowd support, aura like a motherfucker, man. Obafemi, man, the way he entered the Rumble was fucking dope. And I love the whoop that Trick Williams entrance. That shit is so fucking cold, bro.
Hey, young OG,
Dude.
Javon Evans.
Yeah.
Like they cooked, and you also have to throw in like Sola Sokoa in that. Jacob Fatu is in
Hmm.
that young category. Isaiah, I get what you're saying that it's rinse and repeat. The reason you rinse and repeat is because Roman attracts eyes from everywhere. He's
He's
attracted,
global.
yes, he's attracting eyes from people who never watch wrestling. And once you tune in to watch a WrestleMania, you see these guys. You see these Braun Breakers spear speed in a Royal Rumble. You see those moments, and then if they're good enough, they attract your eyes. You come back, you keep watching, or you at least follow up with them. They
I
put
also,
all of that on full display.
yeah, I also think there's a little bit of some long-term storytelling going on because I think he's going to pick Punk, and I think he's going to fight Punk, and
I
I think it's
agree.
going to tie back into the Paul Heyman nonsense. So
I agree. I agree.
that's my. And then once you get Roman is a different kind of star because like forever, I mean, for the last 2 years, you've had Cody Rhodes, super babyface, back to the John Cena kind of shit that everybody grew tired of. Roman is different. He's not a, like, even when he tries to be heel, everybody fucking, he's like Hollywood Rock. Everybody fucking loves him regardless.
Yeah, he's like
So,
Stone Cold when Stone Cold turned heel. He's
yes.
like Cena when Cena turned heel. He's too big of a star at this point in his career to be a true heel. He's just that I'm I'm here to win the title. However I
Yeah.
get it, whatever. But I'm gonna win it. That's where he is right now.
And I think to put the strap on him and to let one of these younger guys, I think that's how they're gonna build the next like face of the
Yes.
company. Like they're gonna have him take the belt off of Roman Reigns through some kind of storytelling,
Yeah.
whether it's Trick or Oba or Solo,
Well, I think it'll be
like
Braun. I think it'll be Braun,
or
or
Braun.
it'll be
Yeah.
like Dom Mysterio in a Money in the Bank, because, brother, if he wins the Money in the, there's two people I think after the Rumble whose name should shoot to the top of everybody's predictions in the Money in the Bank, and that's Dom and Braun Breaker. I know Oba he's got a backpack on him. Young OG Javon Evans, Trick Williams, like all these
Yeah.
dudes have a backpack, a rocket backpack on, but they're gonna hit a ceiling very quick, because you're never, it does not matter who you are never gonna come in, be a big star, and go straight to Roman Reigns. They are going to make you earn it. They are going to make you put in 2 3 years and show that you can keep this level of success over time, so that they don't give you the belt and then everything go wrong. Nobody care about you in 2 months. Remember
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura? Everybody used to love him because of the entrance. What's the last storyline Shinsuke Nakamura was in that anybody gave a damn about?
Yeah.
He couldn't sustain long enough for them to feel comfortable giving him the belt.
I I think keep an eye on Finn Balor. I'm
Oh,
not saying Money in the Bank, but maybe by SummerSlam.
maybe,
I think
yeah,
he's gonna have the
yeah,
strap.
yeah. I
I feel like there's a lot of hype going behind the scenes with him. People talking
maybe
to him to get him out of Judgment Day, all that kind of shit.
I could see something like that. There's a couple different ways they can lean into WrestleMania. Who's the Drew? Drew and
Yeah.
Roman, I think they could have a good feud and a good match. But I agree with you, like Paul or Punk make.
Hmm.
I think the WrestleMania match would be, or the feud would be really good. It would be real
Yeah.
good. It would be, there would probably be some shenanigans with um fuck the Vision,
Hmm.
because fuck Punk, whatever, Braun Breaker wants to be the champ, whatever, and then I think maybe that's when Seth Rollins returns, and maybe Rollins
Yeah.
comes out and he helps against the Vision, he helps Punk, and then everyone's like, oh shit, are they gonna be cool now? And it's like, no, there's not at all. They still hate each other, but they hate them a little bit more.
Yeah.
But wait, will there be a? Okay, so Isaiah's asking, will there be a difference between the Peacock era and the ESPN Unlimited era? I mean,
Based on how you guys are discussing these topics of these storylines during the Peacock era, that was pretty much Roman Reigns, right? I mean, when all the big pay per views, you had to have a Peacock subscription, or you know what I mean. Like basically, the build up that they're trying to make for these storylines, from NXT to Saturday Night Main Event to Raw, SmackDown. It Can you kind of see any sort of difference in storytelling, because the brand now has so much more exposure than. I'm not saying Peacock didn't promote it, but I'm saying like being on ESPN and being on Peacock there is a difference. There's a money difference. There's a coverage difference. then there's an exposure difference. So, one, they signed the deal with ESPN and immediately WWE Unreal came out. Immediately. So they're trying to build this brand more. Do you see them being a little more creative with how they're building these stories?
No, I think it makes it harder for them because there's so many like hands in the pot. There's so many people that want the best product. So you have USA still wanting the best wrestling product on their TV because they want the ratings. They get SmackDown now, I believe. You have
Mm.
Netflix wanting Unreal and Raw to be the greatest thing ever with all the talent, all the big stars, all the best storylines because that's what they're paying for and they want that. You have ESPN who wants to have all of the pay-per-views and everything and they want those pay-per-views to be the biggest, the baddest, the best and it causes issues because now you're putting an enormous amount of stress on your top dogs and you also don't get as much of a chance to build your bigger or your younger stars because you have all of the USA, Netflix, ESPN basically demanding Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, like they're demanding them. They're not demanding like the younger guys. So maybe after something like Obafemi, Trick Williams showcases last night, maybe it helps, but it like they need to be under one umbrella. If they could get under one umbrella, I think they would be in a lot better spot because everything would be accessible through that. And I thought that's what they were doing with Netflix to just put everything on Netflix. So every pay per view would be similar to how UFC is on Paramount. You get the
Mhm.
pay per view because you have the subscription.
Mhm.
ESPN Unlimited is not like that. You have to have a fucking subscription stacked on top of another subscription. I'm not doing that, my dog. I'm not doing that.
It's such the dumbest fucking structure that they could have ever came out with.
Yes.
And I think, Marlon, low key, you just proved my point that I started my rant with.
Yeah. I mean,
It's to make with too many hands in the pot, trying to all make certain people marketable. You start pulling away from like true development and true entertainment. And I say that in the sense of because like we've already seen this Roman Reigns thing. We've already seen a really great story in the Peacock era and the Fox era with Liv Morgan and Dom and everything like that, and her feuds that she's had in the past. So, like, why
you
if
it
you
because you
Well,
well, you have to because that's how you catapult somebody up. Is they have to take it from them. You can't just have like when Cena left, they couldn't just have Cena leave. Cena had to put people over. So him losing to Gunther, him losing to Cody and losing the title, that's why. So everyone now going forward, like Cody's gonna have to like Roman kind of put Cody over. Cody's carrying the company. The company, while it's doing well, and I think Cody's a good wrestler, it's not doing the same as like Roman was
yeah.
at. Bringing Roman back puts the company back where it was when Roman was at top, and then it allows you to create someone else who hopefully then can carry the stick until the next generation.
It's kind of like Isaiah in the early 2000s. You had a revolving door with Stone Cold aligning with Vince and then turning on The Rock and then The Rock aligning with Vince and Vince turning on Stone Cold and then it kept refreshing those feuds between The Rock, Stone Cold and Vince. Like that happened from 1990 fucking 8 all the way to 2004. So, or 2003 I think when was when Stone Cold retired.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but it was always like the pops and the reactions when Stone Cold would get turned on, and that next fucking Raw, everybody was like, can't wait to see the terror that Stone Cold puts Vince. That's my thing, and it's like you see that in short term recycling, you also see it long term because Division is exactly what Evolution was. It's
Yes.
a carbon copy,
Yes.
just with new faces.
And but
That's
and that's how you build
yeah.
people the way that factions like that are perceived. The factions when you see a faction put together, The whole point of a faction is we have an established name. We are going to use this established name to get this young guy over. And people hate
Mm-hmm.
it. And they're like, well, we should give the mic to this guy more. We should let him talk. Why is Seth the one talking? Because Seth is the one that's bringing the eyes on the product.
Yeah.
Eventually, people are going to start wanting to see or hear Austin Theory talk. And when the
Yeah.
crowd starts demanding it, then Austin Theory will talk because now he's made. Everyone wants it to be booked in reverse. People want it to be booked with, we want him to be made and now give him, or he's not made, give him the mic so he can make himself. No, he has to be made. You have to
Mm-hmm.
want to hear him. Because if you don't want to hear him talk, why is he talking? That's you have to, the fan base has to want something before it's had. Yes, you can say the fan base wants LA Knight. The truth is that while I do think there is a big fandom of LA Knight, the pop in the arena is always going to be loud. There's going to be diehard wrestling fans that love LA Knight. A Joe Schmo down the road doesn't know who the fuck LA Knight is. They know who Roman Reigns is. That's The Rock's cousin, ain't it? Oh, boom. Now I'm interested. So it's that. I'm
Yeah.
interested because it's Roman Reigns. Roman lose the title to Braun Breaker or Dom Mysterio or Obafemi or somebody. Damn, now I know this guy. LA Knight wins the title. He wins the Rumble. He wins the title. Braun Breaker beats LA Knight. Does it make Braun Breaker into that mega star because he took it from LA Knight? It doesn't.
Bro, I want to see Obafemi manhandle Gunther.
Well, right now, what are they doing with Dom?
He's hurt.
Yeah.
So,
Did
do
he
you
have to
think?
vacate the belt? The IC
No.
belt? I
No.
haven't seen any of that. Okay, so
No.
he's still
I
the IC
and
champ.
you got to think he's also working in AAA down in Mexico too. So his schedule is Dom is working more than we see, but he's working
Yeah.
at with like AAA. He'll work with other companies like that to help market them better. And then he's a superstar down there, which also when he does come to and like Raw and SmackDown and
That will
stuff,
follow.
yes, because whenever
Yeah.
WrestleMania gets booked, you have a lot of his fan base from Mexico, a lot of his fan base from our country that just cram in, and then his
Yeah.
react like Dom Mysterio
I still,
when he wins, that shit's
bro,
gonna be crazy.
I still think that's one of the greatest WrestleMania moments in WrestleMania history. Him getting the belt and the way the crowd. Because before that, remember he was getting booed out of the arenas. He couldn't even talk. It was so fucking loud, the boos. When he won and the crowd turned for him, that was fucking cool. That's one of
That
my all-time favorite WrestleMania moments.
that is WrestleMania too, or that I mean that's wrestling. That
Yeah.
is that is like the baseline of it. Isaiah, I get what you want. I get that, but you just have to give it time, baby. It's the right guy
It's like
has to win
Novocaine.
it. Yeah, babe. The right guy has to win it to put the next guy over. If he doesn't, that guy won't. That's why you bring back the Rocks. That's why you bring. And honestly, if I'm being biased right now, when the final boss and the tribal chief were running stuff, it was must watch TV. This stuff
Yeah,
now is
it definitely
cool.
was.
It's cool, but it's not must watch TV. But all right, well, Jen, I think we touched on everything. Isaiah, you added something else. Was there something else that you guys wanted to cover before we part?
Nah, I
Uh,
think I'm good.
I think that might be it. I mean, the NBA is still going stale. I mean, strong.
He said stale and
Uh,
strong. That's crazy. They are.
Hey,
They're pretty
I'll
good.
only say one thing about the NBA real quick. Cooper Flag is going crazy right now.
Yeah, he is.
That man is playing like the pick that he was.
Yeah, that's crazy.
mhm.
Cooper Flag
And
hooping like that. It's first day of Black History, though. We will see if he can hold up on it.
Can he sustain
Yeah,
this?
can he? Because if he is, he got the superpower. If Cooper Flag balls in February, he got a superpower. That's what it is. We know what time it is. But all right, well, I mean, what do y'all want to leave the listeners with?
I'll leave it with
Cameron,
this.
what you?
We're sorry for going for 2.5 hours too much. Please come back. Please come back to us.
Baby, come back.
And, whoever's still out there, I appreciate you listening. We are attempting to shave down a little bit so that it's not so long. So
All
appreciate
seven
you.
of you, okay? All seven of you. All right, we're in here. Please listen.
We back.
No, no, we'll try to cut down the time. talk about the things that the people want to hear. Um, and yeah, man, just keep riding the wave.
Riding it. Okay. Yeah, I ain't got
Awesome.
nothing. We out. No, that was you. We ending with no.
Pause.
Nope. Unpause.
Pause.
Unpause. Unpause.